Hi there, welcome to Paint Minis Live. I'm your host, Bill T, coming at you from the Creation Cave. Um, and today we are working on our adult silver dragon. And I'm really excited because it's been a little while since we worked on this one. But with that being said, why don't we get a quick look-see at our model. Thank you to Tonka Todd being a cheerleader in the chat. Same thing with you too, Mercury Wells. I do appreciate some cheerleaders in the chat cheering on Paint Minis Live. It is a wonderful feeling to be rooted on and patted on the back. So thank you very much, guys. Let's check it out here. Just make that bigger. There we go. So this is our model. This is it's a pretty massive model, as you can see. The kind of whole idea with this thing was to kind of go with a silver and blue color scheme. I put a little bronze in there because I thought it looked cool and kind of added a bit of something to catch the eye near the head. But today, it's really close to completion. It needs a little bit of dry brushing on the bottom side, as you can kind of see between the top and the bottom. We got a nice light blue contrast going on there, but not quite on the other side. So we're going to tackle a little bit of that. There are some other bits that need to get prepared and painted, like these scaly bits here. Actually, maybe a darker utensil for pointing. Yeah, these scaly bits here kind of go with these scaly bits here. So make sure these scaly bits look like those. I'd like to do up the claws too. As you can kind of see, the claws are still white with primer. Overall, though, I think it's looking really good. We're on the home stretch for sure. So yeah, well, I think those are kind of our objectives for tonight. Maybe we'll do some stuff with the teethers. We'll make the tongue a cool color. Probably do just a simple red on that and see how it turns out. So yeah, we'll have ourselves a time. All right. If you're new to Paint Minis Live, thanks for being here. I hope you enjoy what you see. If you have any questions, comments, or anything you'd like to talk about, leave them in the comments below. Just please be kind. All right. I'm going to get my palette out. Most of this stuff tonight is going to be probably pretty traditional brush. I've done a lot of the airbrushing in the past on this particular model. And it's turned out really well. So yeah. Let's maybe we'll get to some washing. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll just see what happens. Okay. Let's see here. That's a synthetic. Here's my sable. My trusty old sable brush. Let's find us a nice color for these claws. All right. I got my handy dandy paint bucket here. Thinking I have a couple of different colors of white. This pale yellow worked out really well last time I used it. It's kind of a popcorn yellow. So I kind of enjoy that for the claws. We might even take it a step further and do like, I don't know, we'll see what khaki looks like underneath it, but maybe we could do a shadow and a highlight kind of thing. We'll just see what happens. I'm not all that concerned about it. Road March, hello, and Jason Weaver. Hello, Jason, how you doing? Good to see you, good to see you. That's a nice picture of your cat there. Very nice. Hello, how you doing? And, did I go online and look at images of silver dragons? I did. Because I didn't know really what there's box art on it, but it's like this really weird 3D rendered kind of thing. So I went with kind of more of a blue silver than a like true silver style dragon. But I wanted to keep it kind of classic. Again, this is going to be going to the Dungeon Delver when it's done, as kind of a thank you thing. Who knows, maybe he'll use it as an award or something, I don't know. Whatever happens with it, happens with it. I don't think I've used khaki. Do we get to celebrate a brand new bottle of paint being opened? We do. We do. We are in for some luck, friends. That is a virgin bottle of paint we're opening tonight. Isn't that a good feeling? It's always kind of fun. I do enjoy it. How's everybody doing? You know, what you been up to? I mean, I know Road March, you were here last night. Thanks for coming back. Do appreciate it. It's always good to see you in here. And same thing with Mercury and Tonka Todd. Man, we got 4 live chat lounge cats already in the chat. But what's everybody been up to? Anything fun? I'm hoping something fun. I have a hard time with these caps sometimes. Just like to try and get them started. All right. We got just a little bit of khaki on ourselves. That's all right. Look at that color. That is actually a very nice color khaki. If you can kind of see it there in the bottle. That's a good color, I think. That'd be a very nice color to do our claws in. Oh yeah, we did, that's for sure. I'm sorry, Jason. I didn't recognize the I didn't recognize your last name. I don't think I was introduced to you that way. Awesome, yeah. That was a lot of fun, man. That was a lot of fun. All right, got my paint mixed up. Yeah. Looks like it did some research. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit generic, you know. It's the adult silver dragon or whatever. It's what it came out on the box, but like, and I thought about doing it different, like a different kind of color scheme or what have you, but to be honest, I just kind of thought may as well just give it a shot. Just try and do a metallic dragon and see what happens. Since I did a red one, may as well try another one. Just a different color. All right. So we're gonna sauce down a little bit on the palette here. I think we're gonna need a decent amount. There we have it. I think this is gonna work out actually. Very nice. Just a little bit of water on the brush. We're gonna mix up our color. It's already pretty thin, to be honest. We may not need too much. Yeah, it's already pretty thin. It's going to be a little bit different trying to film this. This especially with the camera way up high, and then I've got this absolutely massive model. It's got a flight stand too. I got that somewhere. I'm just gonna take this khaki. We're gonna cover our bases when it comes to these claws. Make them look nice and tight, and then we'll move on to our highlighting step with those. These big models are always kind of fun to paint until you get down to the tiny details. I think it's just a little bit difficult. But otherwise, I have a lot of fun with these larger ones. Bloodstains from previous adventures. So I've heard that, and maybe some of you guys out there that are a bit more versed in the D&D lore can help me out here. Metallic dragons apparently are supposed to be the good ones, or I guess the ones that don't just eat you straight up on sight. And so I'm kind of going with this vibe. That's, you know, it's a good dragon. So I'm probably gonna like maybe make the eye color a nice calm color instead of some kind of beastie red that you would do for your usual big bad angry dragon. You know, is that true and correct, or am I just hearing stuff on the internet and not necessarily hearing the right stuff? But at least when I was looking at it, somewhere it said that chromatic dragons were goblin or orc blood. Yeah, I suppose. As you can see, it's kind of difficult to maneuver the model just the right way you need it, but I've been wanting to do kind of some more blood and gore tutorial stuff in the future here with Paint Minis Live, because it is kind of fun. I do enjoy making a bit of a gruesome scene with minis for some reason. It adds a bit of character to it. Or bits of your character. Depends on if it's a monster or your actual figure. Well, that is looking nice and pretty. Has anybody out there been painting any models recently? Doing anything fun? I wonder. You know who I gotta check out? I gotta go check up on Bo. Bo Paints Minis. That guy's always doing something fun, and I haven't seen him in a while. So I should go check out his stuff. If you haven't, you should too, because he's a nut job and a lot of fun to listen to sometimes too. Hey, building terrain out of Legos, you know, whatever gets you there, Jason. You know, if it's Legos, that is a-okay. For some people, you know, they want to build some real crazy, realistic looking terrain, and like that is that's cool. But you know, for you and your players, Lego gets you by all means, like do it up, because that is the whole goal, right? Is just to have fun. If you're not doing that, well, maybe you want to think about finding out why it isn't fun. Man, I used to be super into Legos as a kid. I haven't done a Lego set in years, but it would be just a delight to do one again. I was super into that. And hey, the only thing that would make you better at painting, if you do enjoy it, is just doing it. Just have a little fun. Find you a model that you like. Might not turn out exactly how you want it from your mind's eye, but the more practice that you put in, the better you'll get at it. I was showing off some models last stream of some of my first paints. Warhammer 40k figures. Nobody wants to listen to that song in particular. There we go. But yeah, I've come a long way as a painter, and it's been a quite the rewarding journey. Met a lot of fun folks. Painted a lot of cool minis. Do it any other way. Okay. So do you have a group at home as well there, Jason, that you play stuff with, like in person then as well? Okay, you play with some folks on Saturday mornings online. Nice. All right. Met quite a few nice folks through Sapphire. All right. Nothing online though, or nothing. Sorry, nothing. Nothing physical tabletop though. I have a group that my niece. I've been playing role-playing games with her and a group of her friends, and the legendary Tonka Todd has now become the dungeon master for a game of Wildlands for them, and we've met up a couple of times in person for sessions, as well as we meet pretty regularly online just due to distance. Is this the equivalent of a dragon getting its nails did? You know what I'm saying? Getting its nails done up at the... I don't know what place you would go to do that, but the place that people go to get their nails done? Is this like the equivalent of that? Legend of the Five Rings. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay. Gotcha. So Legend of the Five Rings, is that kind of Lord of the Rings based? Because that sounds like it could be pretty fun. I'm gonna set you down because I need more paint. Carefully now. Fantasy Japan. Yo, that sounds cool. That sounds cool. I could get down with Fantasy Japan. This thing is just obnoxiously huge. Right? Kind of my thought exactly. Going to Paint Minis Live to get my nails redone. I've been eating too many goats lately and they just mess up my nails. So I gotta go to Paint Minis Live and get my nails redone. Like I said, it's just a really giant model. It's hard to like figure out how to film this. You know, I think the usual top down works for most things. I don't even know how I'd do it otherwise, but unfortunately, it just requires so much left, right, up, down, A B, X, Y, Z, or whatever. Up, down, left, right, A, B, start, something like that. To kind of finagle the model around where you need it. But that's okay. We're making our way there. Going for a scale wax? Yeah, I heard this new thing about you know, dragon Brazilians. I am digging this khaki color though for these claws. It is working out, friends. It is working out. I think it is. I haven't found any particular parts or bits that that have indicated that it is not a female dragon. I hope that answers your question. We have 7 live chat lounge cats watching the stream. Thank you all for coming and checking out Paint Minis Live. I do appreciate it. If you like what you see, this is what we do. We paint cool stuff, little by little, live on stream. Feel free to hop in the chat and ask away if you've got any questions. Currently just one by one getting through all these little dragon nails, claws, little by little. Hey, thanks to Mini Warmut. How you doing out there? What's going on, my guy? It's good to see you again. How did the paint challenge go? Hopefully well. I would hope. This dragon likes to fight back as well. It likes to pop holes in my vinyl gloves. I've learned that painting it, that it's so many little spiky bits going on that. Not half bad if I do say so myself. Gonna give those guys a little highlight. You're right, yeah. I hear that one, Road March. Analog Hobbies Paint Challenge. Ooh. Okay, alright. Analog Hobbies, huh? A lot of minis painted again. Wonderful. That is always the goal, right? Let's check out this. Is this like a website? Out of curiosity? We'll see. I'm always down to find out about new hobby stuff. Analog Hobbies. Find out what they say. Oh, this is kind of cool. Yeah, they got like, yeah, they're kind of doing similar stuff here. Yeah. All right. Wow, holy crap! They make some really cool medieval minis. Let's check them out real quick. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, check this out. They got like cool pictures of models, and like they're talking about, I guess, some backstory on them. Yeah, this is kind of a cool thing. They got like a whole bunch of links for stuff. Okay, all right. I could dig it. Wow. Yeah, look at some of these. Hey, Jason, I found your Japan war game, or your Japan role-playing game models right here. Holy man, these are good. Yeah, look at that. That is a spicy mini. Yeah, look at that whole lot of them. That is pretty cool. Oh, some 10 mil orcs, like fantasy orcs, I guess, going on. Or maybe goblins? Not 100% sure, but look at all that. Look at all of them. They look pretty cool, man. Holy crap. And 10 mil models. Wow, that is some pretty superb painting at 10 mil. Good lord. I dig it. I dig it. These people are doing some cool stuff. This must be them then, huh? Down in the corner here. Let me get this out of the way. Yeah, this must be the group there. Let's see. They take challenges seriously, and they're a fun group of guys. You're in the top 30 for points right now. Okay, all right. Rules tweak the painting challenge. Let's see here. Right under Brian C. Ooh. cacti with the popsicle sticks. All right, I dig it. Wow. All right. Oh, okay. Here's the points roster. All right, let's see here. Um, let's find you. What do we got? Where are you? It's Brian C, huh? Wow, there's a lot of people doing this. I'm looking for you. Brian C. All right. Okay. Holy man, that's a lot of points. So number 30. Yeah. So you're battling it out there in the pack. All right. All right. 669. Oh, okay. You're Brian C. Got it. Okay. Yeah, 669. Nice, nice. Well, great job. Great job. Looking forward to keeping track on that. That's pretty cool. Oh, and we have Frost and Fists in the chat, everyone. The lovely Mythos, the one, the only, the mythical Mythos is here from Frost and Fists. How you doing, Mythos? Good to see you. Good to see you. Nice, nice. Okay. All right. Sweet. Well, that's sounds like fun there, Tunkatog. All right. So tonight's mini, we've been working on this silver dragon for a while. I just kind of wanted to get the claws done. These little claws, you know, sent the dragon to the spa. Got the claws in the scale wax. And chat's been coming up with some fun ideas for that. I think we're gonna switch on to this pale yellow and see how that turns out. So I'm gonna get that on the paint shaker real quick. Well, thanks for keying me into that group there, Mini Wormlet. That looks like a heck of a lot of fun. How pale yellow is this? This looks really close to that khaki color. We will work with it. Yeah, that should end up being a nice highlight color. Just a little hue or two off. Further on down the white scale of things. Hellworks. Hello, hello. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. We got 8 live chat lounge cats in the stream. What a monumentous occasion. I'm always happy to see folks showing up and saying hello. Say, Mythos, you been doing any painting lately? Working on anything fun? Just making some cheap highlights, to be honest with you. These are pretty large pieces of the model to work on, so I am digging it. Let's see. Oh wow, the chat is going. Okay. All right. Okay, so it definitely seems well organized for sure. Yeah, didn't it? That looked pretty cool. I was digging that. I liked the sculpt and the red paint scheme. Cool. And a Predator tank for the Ultramarines. I remember you were working on some tanks on a live stream not that long ago. It looked great on the tabletop during a game last night. There you go. Did you win? Who are you facing? Who are you facing off with? Happy little monster claws. Heck yeah. Alright, sounds good. Thanks for tuning in, Mini Warmod. I appreciate it. And you enjoy yourself some paints, sir. Atlas and his Imperial Guard. Alright. There you go. And how did the Ultramarines fare against the Traitor Guard? Let's see if I can get you guys in just a little bit more. See what I'm doing here. So our nice khaki color showed up well, and I'm just taking this next shade up and giving it some super cheap highlights. Just little lines that are as about straight as I can. Just something to add a little extra pizzazz. I don't even know if that's going to show up. Let's see if we can get a super zoom. Help me out here. It's a little bit blown out, but you can kind of... Let's see if I can get just a little shadow on there. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see what's going on. Just little stripies. Give it that that kind of clawed texture. Actually, I should probably give you the whole screen. There you go. Now you can see what's going on. Always wanted to do a guard army, just because there's so many of them and they look really cool on the tabletop, but that's a lot of plastic to buy. They look really cool though. Sarah showed me a video a little while back, and it was like, tell me how you know your boyfriend won't cheat on you without telling me your boyfriend won't cheat on you, and then it smash cut to some dude's like, check out my dragon! I've been painting this dragon for so long! What do you think about it, honey? And I'm like... Right. Well, that is looking snazzy. Quite snazzy. Alright, let's check up on the chat. I won, but it was so close. So close it went well. Literally came down to the last turn. Those are always the best games indeed. Those are the best, most memorable ones. Would not have thought about doing that. Hey, I don't know, it just kind of felt right. So I decided to do it. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Is, I think, have I seen you, Hellworks, in, over at Frost and Fist channel? That symbol looks a little familiar. I don't know, maybe it was another person and I'm just losing my mind or having a blonde moment. It could be any of the above when it comes to me, at least with that. Okay, there we go. Set you upside down for now. A nerd's nerd is in the chat. Welcome, welcome, nerds. Always wonderful to have you in the live chat. Yeah. I'm constantly astounded by the fact that there are so many good folks in the gamer space. It's just a wonderful thing. It's a good community, good place to be. I think we do some washes because that's always like a fun part, and I think it's ready for some wash at this stage here. So I'm gonna go ahead and prep my washes. Okay, yeah, nerds is fun. Oh my gosh, Nerds is so much fun. Frost and Fists, you and Nerds would get along like two peas in a pod. Nerd is really some good people. Um, they did a they did a mini for this guy named Hungar the Starvarian, and it looks so cool. Like they digitally sculpted it in the whole 9 yards. It was really awesome. Yeah, 3D print queen. Yeah, I would put that in there. The Dungeon Minister, the one and only, all the way from Canada. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you as always. Oh, he's doing some crafting, everybody. Hide your kids. Dungeon Minister is crafting again. What'd you craft in this time? Something fun, or maybe it's something you can't talk about, which in that case I totally understand. We're gonna get a nice big like moppy brush, I think, for this one. Let me get a big old one. I think this is probably camel hair. I have some really old brushes from back in the day, but this is a number 7 camel hair brush, I think. This one works pretty well for doing the washes. Just gonna try and tuck all this wash right into the nice little cracks and crevices between the scales. Kind of give it a bit more depth and detail in the places that need it. Hey, that's what we're here for. It's a good community with good peoples. If you're blushing, we're doing it right. Hey, thank you very much, Tonka Todd. Good to see you. I appreciate the comments about the murder chicken. that is a name for it for sure. The murder chicken. Ooh. Working on some more Wolfen and something special for Mythos. Now that sounds like a good time. Dungeon Minister can kind of attest. I know he's lurking right now, but he can kind of attest that I like to send people awesome stuff just for the funs of it, because it's always fun to get their reactions. I really like adding black wash to silver. It just makes everything look very dramatic. I don't know how else to describe that. It's just a favorite technique of mine. A little black wash over some silver. You got yourself a party. I may need quite a bit of wash, actually. This is a large model, so... Slowly but surely, we're getting there. Alright, let's check up on the chat. Murder Chicken. I like that name. I don't know why. Murder Chicken. That's a good fun name for a dragon. The Murder Chicken. Alright, awesome. Hey! Anytime you're painting a model, it's a good time. That's a good time. Oh boy, Miniature War Game live last night. All right, I gotta go check that out after the stream then. Yeah, how did it go? Took the players 2 rounds to get to the fight scene. Okay. I have a feeling, yeah, I've seen some, like, competitive war game channels, oh boy, it starts with a V, it's like Valorant Tactics or something like that. I see that channel, they keep their games go quick. They, like, there's, like, no downtime with them folks. I'm telling you. They tend to get Warhammer 40k down to like an hour somehow. I don't know. If I find the actual channel name, I'll make sure to throw it at you. Like a lot of this model, a lot of this model has some of the details are like very They're not very well pronounced, so sometimes this wash likes to just party by itself a little bit. Kind of learning that as I go. I don't know if I would buy another one of these from WizKids, especially with the fact that like the primer that they used, it was when I was painting over it, it's like super hydrophobic for some reason. Your paint will just, it's not really a well primed model, let's just put it that way. I guess you kind of getting what you pay for with that, but like I mean this was still not a cheap model. And I'm a little surprised that they didn't go with a bit higher quality primer. The Cactus Queen appeared. Okay. Watch out for the Cactus Queen. You got a Reaper Tiamat, huh? Okay. That's a Tiamat's a three-headed one if I remember correctly. That is gonna look really cool. I didn't know Reaper made some minis like that though. Because I've liked Reaper minis for a while. Like I like their stuff actually quite a bit. Their Bones minis are quite a good value, and for what you get, it's really not bad. Yeah. I suppose that would be the right term for it. The detail on this particular dragon too is pretty soft. That is a good term there, Mythos, for it. Very soft detail. Which is why I'm kind of going and washing everything in black, because I want what little detail there is to kind of stand out against the rest of the model, kind of exaggerate it out a bit. Which it definitely is. This other side is drying quite nicely, but you can kind of see now on the model how a lot of us seasoned painters kind of know this, but like, the wash, for those that might not, the wash is now kind of, it's finding its way into the cracks and crevices between all of the little scales here. And again, just kind of making all that detail that's a bit softer pop out. I went maybe a little too heavy over here, so I might have to go and refill with a little silver, but that's okay. I can deal with that. But I just needed something to make all that detail look much more obvious. Oh, what? Oh, that's not good. I haven't really had that, but that is that's yeah, oof. That is oof. That is some oof material right there, nerds. All right, back to the washing. I'm probably gonna run through most of this pot of Nuln Oil by the time we're done. Were they primed with a rattle can? Huh. Well, that's pretty that is pretty wild. If that's how it do, that is really wild. Hey, thank you for showing up there, Mini Warmut. I do appreciate it. Always good to see you. And take care, take it easy, and have a good rest of your night. Oof. So if you rattle can some Reaper bones, alright, I guess beware. Don't want to do that. Hardcore PSA, I guess. Oof. Let's check up on the chat, shall we? See what's going on. Oh, are you talking about these guys? Yeah, let me just sauce a little light on those guys. So the scales, this was done, I went with, you can kind of still see the original color poking out from this angle, but this kind of, it's almost this khaki color that I was using earlier. But I believe there's another similar color that I have, just some kind of soft brown, golden brown, I think it was. Went golden brown, and then I went with a transparent brown from Monument over the original color, and it turned it very dark brown, and then just kind of went with some black and did up some areas in there that kind of looked like they were the cracks, and then just did a quick dry brush over the top of it to get that kind of nice highlight color on the scales. A pretty quick procedure, especially on the places you're going to see it the most, this top neck area. So yeah, that's kind of how I did that. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I don't really do a ton of rattle can spray because I've got I do the airbrush spray, especially since most of the year here in Minnesota it's so cold and we're just, you're kind of uh unable to prime things with a rattle can most of the year. I know a lot of folks will wait, they will prime a lot of models just for prep for painting in the winter. Um, so I have not ran into that experience, but that sounds like it stinks. um, that really sucks. Having your figures get sticky and melt. Oh, I couldn't imagine too. Uh, then you're sitting there like, oh man, what am I gonna do? I got this game coming up in X amount of time, and now I gotta replace all these guys. Not that, but it's your hard-earned money. It's totally justified how that would make one feel a little bit salty, for sure. That other arm is looking really nice. I know the wash isn't quite dry yet, but it's looking a heck of a lot better than what it was. You can kind of tell the difference between the back leg and the front leg with that wash. Popping out quite a bit more. I mean, they're pretty good. They're a bit more value oriented, like if you need a whole bunch of miniatures for, fleshing out your village scene or something for your D&D game, you can go and get like a ton of these, a ton of NPCs for like $10 or something of that sort. They're a bit more kind of budgety compared to some other model manufacturers out there. But you can get a ton of models for not a lot of money. So a lot of folks kind of start there just to dip their toes in. Yeah, I would kind of agree. Road March. I mean, they still have their uses. Like I said, if you're gonna have a big epic battle scene, you want there to be, you know, 15, 20 orc models on there without having to pay some, outrageous price to have, flesh out your campaign like that. Um, that would be the way to go, in my opinion, and just, kind of deal with some of those consequences. Because you'd save quite a bit in the long run. Getting pretty close to done here with some of this washing. I'm probably going to end up washing the entire model. Minus maybe the wings. The wings are fine the way they are, but like just all of the scaly bits are probably going to get a wash too. Yeah, it's definitely one you'll learn a lesson on with some Reaper stuff. But they have some cool stuff out there. You know, but it's a budget friendly option of mine for a lot of folks. But if you're looking to win some golden demons or some kind of painting competition, I don't know if I would go with Reaper right off the bat. If you want that kind of sculpt quality. At some point, I'd like to put Paint Minis Live in a paint competition at some point, just to see, as another one of those personal challenges. Just see how far I can take my painting skills. I know there's a painting competition in Washington. I forget the name of it, but there's some of them in Washington that look really cool, and they judge you based off of class. So like you have enthusiast, journeyman, professional, and then like grandmaster classes, and you compete in those categories. And once you have gotten a certain amount of points in a category, you move up to like the next category of models. So that way the competition stays like fair, and you're not facing off against all these super pro painters and not feeling any kind of accomplishment, which is kind of nice. But it looks kind of like a fun thing to try. Knowing is half the battle. Yeah. Yep. I feel that. Yeah. Prime this with an airbrush or brush on primer is not on the box. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, brush prime for sure. Yeah, the Nova Open. That's what it is. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mythos. I'd love to go and enter the Nova Open. At some point. At some point. I'm feeling more and more comfortable with my paints every day, but I think sometime in the future it would be wonderful to put Paint Minis Live on display at the Nova Open. That would be a huge deal for me. Splish splash, I was giving my dragon a bath. Bum, 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 bum. Kind of how that feels right about now. That would be cool. I could do a little... I could try and put a little video together with that. Well, thank you, Mythos. I appreciate it. I think I'm slowly but surely getting there. Even the amateur ones, like some of those painters are just like really freaking talented. I think I'm getting close to the point where I'd be comfortable, you know, going out there and entering a competition. But for now, YouTube is just fine. Where it doesn't, where I can be a little bit more laid back in my painting and just have a good time. That was a lot of wash. I think I ran through almost like half that bottle. I think it's looking really nice though. Kind of got this dark and stormy effect going on. To me, it looks like a giant, like one of those really angry summer rain clouds. Oh, hey, Miss Bella Games. How you doing? I was just, I was watching your, I was watching your live stream the other night. What was that one? Enshrouded. Yeah, that's the game you were playing. You were playing Enshrouded. If you guys haven't checked out Miss Bella Games, you should, because she has a wonderful voice and she does a lot of really fun Let's Plays and playing of like MMOs and other fun games out there, and she's just a comfort to listen to. I often will put on Miss Bella if I'm doing a chore or washing some dishes or something, and just kind of watch what she's doing and listen to what she's talking about with her game, because she's got a nice relaxing vibe going on too. Let's see, what was I gonna grab for you? I was gonna grab something for this. Oh, that's right. I need your tail. It's only half the dragon. Missing the tail. All right. Well, that sounds cool. Hopefully I can catch your stream. I'd love to watch you play. There we go. Now we've got the rest of the dragon. This push fit part. I don't want to put it all the way in there quite yet, because I'm going to leave that for the Delver to mess with when he gets it. Plus we have to wash the talons and such. Hey, no problem. I just say it like it is. I enjoy watching your stuff, so. Although I think I am gonna maybe cool it on the dragons for a bit. I don't know if I could handle another dragon model so soon. Like, the channel's been around for 8 months, and this will be my second dragon and full-size dragon in 8 months. Well, I guess kind of full-size. The Grenadier dragon was fairly large as well, but that was 2 pounds of cast lead was that model, and that was a struggle fest. My arms were really tired after painting that thing, because you'd have to manipulate it, and you'd have to change the positions in order to get the brush to handle the way you want it to, or airbrush a specific part of the dragon. That was pretty difficult. But I've been enjoying this one all right. But I think I'm gonna chill on the dragons. Probably work on some other creatures for the time being. Like Cal's abyssal dwarves and his orcs. I've had those for like 4 months. Getting swole with the dragon. Oh, it's Hungar the Starvarian. I was just talking about you a little bit ago. Yeah, Nerds in here somewheres. I believe still. I'm not 100% sure. I've been trying to track the little number icon to see who's checking in and who's popping out. But yeah, Nerds was in here. I was talking about Nerds 3D printing, 3D sculpting hobby, as well as your Hungar the Starvarian model just a little bit ago. And speak and he shall appear, I suppose. I hope you're doing well there, Hungar. Hopefully it was all good news from the hospital recently. I think, if I remember right, you were going in somewhere. Get some stuff checked out. Yeah, Hungar the Starvarian, who is on the quest for the cheeseburger of unusual density. That is his catch line, and I love it. We are getting there, friends. Our dragon's finally coming together. I think with a little bit of wash here, we'll be sitting pretty. Grandma Shirley. All right. Find it. That is to make it yourself. Gotcha. Well, hopefully we'll have a smash hit over at the Delvers channel with Dragon number 2. I thought I'd just smother him in dragons. Dude, send me one dragon, he's gonna get an extra back. Because back in the day, when I was first getting my start with paint minis, there was this... I had a big outpouring of love from the Dungeon Delver, the Dungeon Minister, RPG Grandma, Sapphire, Tonka Todd. Some of those folks were in my, like, very first live streams that I managed to catch, like a person, you know, when you're first starting out, and those folks were there cheering me on, and I was doing it, and I had a lot of fun doing it, and so I think it's just important to make sure I give credit where credit is due, and I think this is going to be a thank you gift for the ages for him, hopefully. Because that's kind of where Paint Minis Live got a lot of its subscriber base from, was those first streams with the Delver. Well, if you have a family member that really likes dragons, the next time I decide to do another one, I'll let you know. I'm not sure where you're located, but I could probably send it anywhere in the world. Minus like Australia. I'm sorry. If you live in Australia, I'm not sending another package to Australia. Because the last time I sent a mini to Australia, it was like $264 or something like that. Ridiculous. When I shipped it via FedEx, I almost lost my mind. But I sent it anyways because it was a birthday gift. I was like, I can't just not send this birthday gift. That would be, that wouldn't be the right move to do. All right, friends, there we have it. Our dragon is looking very slick. Probably because it's still wet, but I mean slick like cool too, but. Put a little on his face so that everything kind of blends together. There we go. Very nice. It was 260 some odd dollars for like a freaking 4x4 box. I mean, literally, it was the item inside of the box was this. Well, you're not gonna see that. That's tiny. Let's go. Let's go back to this and then this. Yeah, the box. You know, it was this in a box that was about just barely bigger than it, and it cost me that much money to get it there. I didn't even pick like express shipping or anything. It was just standard shipping. So, not 100% sure why that did the way it do. No, this is a birthday present. I'm not gonna make it pay nothing. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it pay nothing for a birthday gift. Are you kidding me? It's like, hey man, I got you this birthday gift, but it's gonna cost a lot to ship there, and you want to cover shipping for your own gift? Hey, see, we're all nerds helping nerds, and tonight it was a nerd's nerd helping the nerds do nerd stuff. So, yeah, it's a lot of nerd. And luckily, you know, we've evaded some melted models. Like that's good. That's good. We did some good stuff. All right. Let's see here. Also, you secretly may be Scrooge McDuck. No, no. But it took me a while. Like, that was... I had to financially recover from that one. Alright. So our dragon is looking mighty fine. I think I'm going to put a little bit of this Reikland Flesh Shade on our claws, just because they're looking just a little bit dull. And I kind of want to up their game a little bit, make them have the same amount of contrast as the rest of the model. So we're going to put just a little bit of that on there as well to kind of even out our... I really don't want to put a ton on there. I'm sorry. I'm still learning how to deal with the camera here while I'm painting this guy, but I really don't want to give it a lot. I'll show you on the back, this guy's back half here. So this is what that brown will do. Kind of give you a nice little tinted edge, but I don't want to give it a lot. I kind of want to keep it the color that it's supposed to be, but just add a little bit of depth to it. So I'm just going to put just a little bit on there. Just a little bit. That way it looks, it's got a little bit more, sorry. it's got a little bit more variation in the color while still presenting the same hue. And I think that's looking very nice. If you see the, sorry, let me get the camera. If you check these guys out, I think those nails are looking quite nice when they're almost dry already. Oh, hey there. All right. Good to see you. Good to see you. Have fun watching whatever you're gonna watch with the wife, and we'll talk to you a little later. And thanks for lurking. I appreciate it. Because to be honest, I could use the watch time. That's one thing I found myself doing. I'll go to like Dungeon Minister, or I'll go to somebody's channel. You know, I try and catch everybody, but I'll sign in on my phone. I'll sign in on my laptop. I'll sign in on my desktop, and then just like pick a couple of videos and have it go to town while I'm watching, so that hopefully, I mean, you know, you put a couple of different accounts in there, you know, kind of up their watch time or whatever. It's a silly little game of YouTube, you know. If you're trying to play it. A wee bit too much on there. Thanks again for joining me tonight, everyone. I do appreciate it. It's really nice as a painter to have some folks around who are to chat with and talk to, have a little bit of company, especially with some of the projects that I do. It's really nice. I used to do like group painting with some folks before I moved out of my hometown, and I always remember those were some of the best paint sessions I ever had, because there was just so much camaraderie there, and you know, you're just yakking it up while you're painting away. It's just a good time overall, and I've kind of found that here, and that's been a real big source of comfort for me. So I do appreciate it. It's really nice. I'm not gonna lie, and plus the fact that I get to share some art with you and have you be here is a huge plus. And in the future on Wednesday night, we're going to be doing some live role-playing stuff with James Keck Publishing and his merry band of adventurers. So look out for that on Wednesday night. It's going to be a good time. Did we get? We have not gotten all the little bits. Still working on them. Yeah, for sure. It's very meditative too, you know. It definitely is a meditative thing when it comes to painting models for me. But you know, also when you're trying to finish a project and you're working on things like this, it can get a little bit lonely for sure. just because a lot of this is some serious like repetition. Especially on large models like this, you're kind of doing the same process over and over and over again on just various bits. It looks really impressive when it's all put together, but in order to get to that impressive point, you kind of gotta stick it out with the and be patient with yourself. Looking here, looking pretty good. I think I haven't done the back side of these guys. Just gonna give them a little bit. I'm not 100% worried about what these are gonna look like from the back, because I don't think anybody's eyes are really gonna get drawn to the back of the claws. I'm gonna do them anyways, but I'm not really gonna take a ton of time to be super accurate with the wash, just because everybody's eyes are going to be elsewhere on the model. And I can squeak by a little bit with that. Okay. We'll do the tops of these guys. So I'm going to bring you in here for one of these. There's one of these that's actually a pretty good example of the highlighting process that we went through. It's this particular bit right here. It's a little washed out from the lighting that I have. I don't have the best lighting. These are just industrial kind of tube lights that I've got above me. But you can kind of make out that there's a little bit of a darker point here, a little bit of a lighter point. You start to apply the wash on there, you can really start to see them stick out a bit, at least a bit better, in my opinion. Kind of see where some of those darker areas are, as opposed to the lighter highlights that we did previously, which is why, you know, if you pick just a shade lighter, when you get to that wash step, it'll really pop out. And which is really kind of cool. And a fun little trick to use. Was playing with key element. I can't find where you put them. Oh, it was like a part of your software there, Dungeon Minister? Or what? I'm a little lost there. Alright. So that's kind of how these guys are turning out. This one got a little heavy, but I don't think anybody's really gonna notice. Oh, okay, gotcha. A key element for your craft. Got it. Yeah. Gotta track it down and figure it out, right? We'll go to the Cheetah in Atlanta. Nice. Alright. Fair enough, Road March. Fair enough. I'll look forward to it. Let's see. So we got all of the claws. done. They're looking pretty cool. What else am I thinking here? Probably do his tongue up for sure. Yeah, we'll do his tongue. Her tongue, I guess. I have, again, not found any indication that this dragon is a male. We could probably take your tail off too. That sounds barbaric, but it is a two-part model. I just wanted the tail on there to make sure that I kind of blended it with the wash. I didn't want to put too much or too little on it. Alright, there we are. Okay, you sit there. Gotcha. Gotcha. Alright, well, I definitely won't touch your computer. I'm gonna take the gloves off for a minute. My hands are starting to get a little clammy. All right. So we got, what do we have left? I mean, not really a ton. The eyes, the mouth, his little frilly gilly bits, and like that's kind of it. So what has everybody been up to out there? I mean, I kind of am curious. You know, what have you been up to in hobby world? You know. We had Justin from Shadow and Sons was here the other day too. It was nice to see that guy. I've talked with him a couple of times over on Shadow's live streams. It's kind of fun. Has a lot of really hot takes though. Oh, that's funny. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, you know what? Actually, I will be doing a third dragon. I will probably be doing a third dragon this year. Well, yeah. Well, it would be, actually, technically, it would be my second dragon this year, but my third dragon within 12 months. Since Cal sent us this lovely box, and a lovely box of models, and as you can see, we've got a wonderful wyvern model that we have to paint up at some point. So we'll be doing up another dragon. I should have just called the channel Paint Dragons Live. Dungeon Minister played Fleetwood's Celebration game today. Very cool. Very cool. Sounds like fun. I hope you had a good time. Miss Bella, I know, likes video games, but she also does crochet and little illustrations on her iPad. Crochet is cool. I've seen some cool crochet stuff out there. That's pretty cool. I'd like to see your illustrations at some point. That'd be kind of fun too if you're open to sharing them. I was like, at one point I had an idea of trying to do animation, and then I realized that I'm not very good at the illustrating part. But I still put together a pretty hilarious storyboard for a little D&D encounter that we had as a party, and I was pleasantly surprised at how well that turned out. So who knows? Maybe I'll do something with it in the future. fought some shadows. There you go. I didn't know you had a WordPress blog. Well, actually, I did know you had a WordPress blog because I think I left a comment. Did I leave a comment in there? I thought about it at one point. You were just asking for some tips and tricks on streaming. I think I left something in there. Who knows? Who knows? My memory gets a little spotty after about 8. So our dragon's looking nice. Just some small things we gotta do. Okay. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna pick some colors. We're gonna go burnt red, and then we're gonna find ourselves that super blistery fire engine red. Alright, methinks. Stark flesh. Well, I guess, you know, maybe I should ask. Dragon tongues, all right? This is a thought that I'm having here. Maybe you guys can help me out. Dragon tongues, are they red? Like, are they blue? Like some kind of... I guess they are reptilian, but, you know, what color truly is a dragon's tongue? I'm struggling to figure, like, picture in my mind's eye what I would put for... Is it like purple? Or I mean, I'm just kind of having a hard time visualizing that. Maybe somebody could help me out here. Is there a specific color for dragon tongues, or is, you know, any ideas for what it would look like, I guess? I was kind of expecting something like that, coming from you there, Dungeon Minister. Well, this one's an adult silver dragon. I don't know, I guess, what color to put with him, because I don't know much about silver dragons, or I guess dragons very much in general. Dark purple or black if it breathes fire, says Miss Bello. That's a good point. That is a good point. Well, if you're looking for primers, I'll give you a little thing here. So, I really just use this monument stuff. It's basically the best paint I could recommend to anybody, but just use what you got. However, like, if you're looking for something and you're not afraid to wait a couple of days in shipping, this dark neutral gray from Proacryl, they also have I didn't pick it up, but they also have it in white too. Essentially, if you prime your model dark gray or black, so either of these two, dark gray or black, you're gonna get more of a grungy feel. Like these guys. These guys were primed in dark gray. You can see just how dark most of the colors are. However, if you prime your model in white, like this dragon, you can see how some of the colors are quite a bit more vibrant. Even though we did the wash step on these guys, but you can tell in certain areas just how like this brass kind of bronze, for example, is quite a bit lighter. I didn't put any wash over that, and that was just paint over the primer. You'll get much more fantasy style, very whimsical, hi-fi colors, I guess, so to speak, for your models if you prime in white. So take that as you will, but this Pro Acryl stuff you can run it through an airbrush, you can paint it on, you can do whatever. It comes out looking wonderful every single time, as far as I'm concerned. Back to the topic at hand. White dragon's tongue, silver, black for the tongue, might be blue or silver. Jason's gonna check it out in the monster manual. Thank you, Jason. Gecko tongues are pink. I didn't know that. Thank you. Skinks are blue. Skink tongues are blue. Oh, okay. All right. Dark pink, says Road March. Yeah, I suppose. Says they have a cold breath, so light colors maybe. Okay, all right. We could kind of go that route. How about something like we could go jade with a turquoise highlight? Maybe? Let's see. So jade with a turquoise highlight for the tongue might look kind of cool. It would probably go well with the blue wings we have going on. This is a very, very dark blue. It's almost gray. It's like a gray blue we have going on. We could probably do that. Yeah, let's go with the jade thing. That sounds cool. Thank you everybody for helping me get that under control. I'm gonna really throw off the Google algorithm. Very nice. Okay, cool beans. Cool beans. Okay. So we got ourselves some of that going on. Alright. So now we're gonna play Dragon Dentist, I suppose. Yeah. Essentially, we're playing Dragon Dentist. Let's throw our jade on the good old paint shaker to start. Ooh. Oh, guess what, guys? We might have another one. Have I used turquoise before? I am not really a turquoise person all that often. I don't think. We have a virgin bottle of paint. We have an unopened bottle of paint. You know what that means. It's time to celebrate, and we're cracking open a new bottle of paint. It's one of my favorite feelings in the world, friends. I love opening new paint. It's like all the possibilities. Imagine where you're gonna go, little friend. You're gonna go to high places here. Look at that color. Oh man, that is cool. That is a retro 60s diner. Grandma's old linoleum. That is a cool color. I got some on my gloves, but like, yeah, that is pretty sick. You know what? Do they make Fallout minis? I'd love to do like some Fallout something with that old 60s style kind of stuff with the technology. Heck yeah. Tell me that wouldn't be fun. Not too vivid. All right. Yeah, I mean it's going as a highlight color over this one. I mean it's gonna be pretty sparse. We're talking about and this is just for the tongue of the model here. We're talking about something that's about the size of a grain of rice. You know, it's that small. But yeah, we'll get into our dragon dentistry practice here. I'm just gonna shake this guy up real quick. All right. And getting us some jade. You know, I'm sorry, but I once Mantic releases their Halo miniatures game, I'm sorry, but this channel is gonna fall off the fantasy creatures map for a hot minute because I'm gonna want to paint some Spartans, baby. I have been a long time Halo fanboy, and the fact that Mantic is partnered with 343 to put out like a little skirmish game for Halo. Oh, I am all about it. Plus, it'd be something a bit more current. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna put the algorithm hat on and say it would be kind of nice to catch some painters that haven't heard about Paint Minis, and especially when that comes hot off the press, being some of the, everybody's struggling to be the first person to catch some of that news, I'm sure. But if I can get me some Mantic Games Spartans up in here, I think it'd be nice to pull in some new folks. Very nice. All right. So you might feel just a little pinch. This might tickle just a little bit as we paint your tongue. I'm gonna get really far back in there. Very nice color indeed. Sorry, a little out of the shot there. Again, we're talking about an object that's the size of a grain of rice. Okay, cool. So we got ourselves our base color down. Wonderful. Next, we're going to put our turquoise on top in just the areas that would require it. And I think you're right, Dungeon Minister. This is, when it came out of the bottle, you're quite right. So we're going to do a little paint mixing here. You can kind of see between the two drops here. This is our base color. This is our highlight. We're gonna paint mix just a little bit of this color into the other one to kind of dull it down just a hair. See if we can't get an optimal mix between the two. We're kind of shooting for that phthalo blue. If we can get some phthalo blue going, that'd be great. I think we got our color. Very nice. So there we go. Something right in the middle there is what we ended up with. All right. Put a little tester on my glove here. There you have it. Might even just go back and try and make that line even thinner, because the thinner I get that line, the more convincing it'll be that it's supposed to be there. I'm just gonna go basically with the paint straight out of the pot. Go. Okay. Cool beans. And there's our dragon tongue. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can see the whole thing. There we go. I think that looks very nice. Kind of keeps with the rest of the color scheme quite a bit. Just ate a lollipop. Very nice. How much Novocaine would a dentist need? I don't know. How much Novocaine would it take to knock out an adult silver dragon? Because I don't think you would need a localized anesthetic. You'd need like you'd need like one that would totally knock that thing out. Because I think as soon as you pluck that tooth that's got that toothache going, you're basically going to be crisp. Very nice. Very nice. Well, let's not have some paint go to waste here. I may as well just keep trucking because I kind of want to try out how this jade color is going to look as for these little giblets. As a way to kind of make them stick out a little bit. I think it looks quite alright. Again, just a little bit here and there. Okay, now that looks pretty cool. Just a little something extra on there to catch the eye. Honestly, like I feel like most stuff works out really well with just that little extra highlight step. It just turns out quite nice. Adds a little bit more to the eye. For the eye to see and pick up on. Makes it look a little bit more realistic, I guess. Might even take that a step further because these are so pronounced. You can kind of see there how it's made them come out a little bit. Happy little dragon waddles. Instead of happy little accidents, here we have happy little dragon waddles. Just a little bit of extra edge highlighting in a couple of places here on our wattles. Just make them really stick out. I usually don't go too extreme with my painting, but man, it's turning out quite well. The same colors we did that tongue with was looking quite nice. All right, there we go, friends. I think that's about as much as I'm gonna be doing there for the face, but I think that turned out really well, all things considered. It takes a little bit of practice to kind of try and steady yourself with it. I mean, it's all just tips. Like, you know how your mom never told your mom would tell you never to put your elbows on the table? Well, as a painter, like my elbows are either resting right here on this lip of the desk. You can kind of see it there, always there. So 2 points of contact with your brush, and then one hand with your model. Or I'm like full on elbows are way up on the bench, and you'll get yourself a very nice concrete position to work with. It's little tips and tricks. I mean, none of this is like some master grade karate or anything like that. It's just tips and tricks you find out along the way and kind of pick up from other painters. But yeah, I think the only thing now is to kind of give the eyes some, like the literal eye bits here, some love. They got to be glowing somehow, I think. And that would kind of be the final little bit here. So I'm gonna grab myself some just solid white out of my paint box here. Hey, you sure could. Miniature painting to me is like super relaxing. It's in some ways it might be really similar to your gaming, and your hobby there. It's a zen thing for me. I kind of that's the way I look at it. Transparent blue might work over that. All right, and now I gotta go track down like a really obnoxious white. It's transparent white. Bright ivory might work. Ivory. All flesh. I'm just kind of looking for like that titanium white. Yeah, bold titanium white. This is like super obnoxious white, like paper white. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And then we're gonna go with like I think this bright jade color. It's pretty close to this turquoise. Maybe we'll just do turquoise. I want it to be like almost baby blue. I'm gonna toss this white on the paint shaker. I'll be right back with you. Well, would you look at that, folks? We got 9 live chat lounge cats in the stream tonight. Another big one for Paint Minis Live. Thanks for being here, everybody. I appreciate it. All right. So we got ourselves our titanium white, super obnoxious. We only need a little bit of this. White is, for a lot of model ranges, like model paint ranges, I should say, is a color that manufacturers struggle with because it is so thick. Since it's made from, I suppose, chalk or another material such as, and so it's a very thick paint. It's hard to run through an airbrush a pure white color like this. Usually you have to thin it down quite a bit to get it to flow right. And I think, you know, Monument's no exception. I think all paint manufacturers kind of struggle with white when it comes to model making. For like interior paint for your house or something totally different, but for this it's a little trickier for them to manufacture that. So just be aware when you're trying to thin it down, you're going to want it to be pretty thin. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to target just the eye, and I'm going to put it basically where I want the glow to be centered is where I'm going to put this white, and then I'll have to set up the airbrush, and once I do that, we'll spray it just a very small amount of paint through the airbrush to make our glow effect, and we'll be good to go. Right, so what brush am I going to use? I think we're probably going to end up using our Harder and Steinbeck Infinity brush for this, just because it's got the absolute finest needle on it. This piece is pretty small that we're going to be spraying here, so we may as well. It's going to take a minute for the compressor to get up to speed here while we're doing that. Another shout out, because we're at 10. I think this is a record for the past like couple of weeks now. That's pretty big. Hello everyone, and it's Calvinoni, the one and only. Where's my dwarves? Where's my orcs? I've got him. I've got him, man. I got him right here. I'm gonna be working on him again early next week. I just needed a minute to try and finish this dragon. Just like 5 minutes, all right, Cal? 5 more minutes, Cal, please. I feel like the kid who's like Dragon ate him. Yeah. Yeah, man, we're gonna be working on those early next week though, so it's right back to Cal's Abyssal Dwarves. No, that's actually because I'm on a diet. I've been working on the firefighting thing, so I gotta watch my intake. Although I can't say that I am not craving one right now, because I definitely am. All right. So I'm pretty sure. Oh God, chocolate milk make you feel like a kid again? Heck yeah! All right, so we're gonna go ahead with our Paint Minis Live elixir. We got our Vallejo airbrush flow improver. Put a couple drops in there just to start things off with. A little bit of moisture on the needle. Now we're gonna take our turquoise. Give that a nice good shake. All right. I'm gonna put just a drop or two in there. Very nice. Yes. Okay. So now we have our paint in the cup. I'm gonna put maybe like one more drop of flow improver too, if I can. Yeah, there we go. Just a couple. I'm gonna take our spongy sponge. I'm gonna cap off the needle here very carefully, and the paint will mix with the bubbles in the cup. It's very simple. There we go. Give it just a second to coagulate. So now you can kind of see, you can put down a very, very, very thin line of paint that's almost transparent. And that's exactly what we're looking for. Holy man. Giving up chocolate for Lent. You, sir, are a strong man. All right. And there you have a glowing eye. That's all it is. It is just a trick, man. I'm telling everyone, all of this painting stuff is just tips and tricks. That's it. Just tips and tricks. We'll do it again on this eye. It might be a little bit blocked by my hand here, but we'll try our best. And there you go, another glowy eye. Actually, this one kind of needs a bit more. Kind of want to make sure they match a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. Oh, alright. Fair enough. Alright. And now I gotta clean it out. So for an airbrush, if you haven't used one in the past, you want to clean out your airbrush. I take my rinse cup here. Let's back up the camera a little bit. This is a Tattoo Artist squirt bottle. You can find these on Amazon for super cheap, or you can go join the Paint Minis Live Discord and you can go ahead and check out the Tools of the Trade channel, because I have put all of that in there. But I'm just going to go ahead and kind of angle my airbrush down and start squirting water in there and just flooding it out. Any of the leftover paint, because I don't want that to dry in there. And the best way to kind of do that is just to flood it with water. I'm going to do this a couple of times until the water runs really, really clear. And then I'm going to go ahead and I've got a little pot here. This is just a discard spray pot. And I'm going to take, well, there's still a ton of water in the cup, just like a lot of it. I'm going to spray a bunch of water through the airbrush, clean out the needle and the cavities that actually have the paint that, you know, brings it to the point where it's going to spray. Gave up vegetables for Lent. Alright, and as you can see, it's starting to kind of get through there. And when I spray it on my glove, there's absolutely no color coming out. That's what you want to see. That's a pretty clean airbrush. Right there. Wow. Holy man. 2.5 hours worth of stream. We're killing it tonight, is what we're doing. All right. And that is a mighty fine looking dragon, if I do say so myself. Let's get them all together. May as well, right? Get her all together. Again, I haven't seen anything that would point towards a gender specific dragon. So there we go. That is a huge model. I don't think I'd have to back the camera up physically to get it all to fit, but that is our dragon. Yeah. Well, there we go. After quite a few months of work, we have ourselves a pretty much finished dragon. I don't think there's much else I'm really gonna do to this bad boy, besides seal it in matte varnish on my own time and call it good. So yeah, there we have it, friends. Whew. It always feels good to get done with a project and have it come out just looking so pretty. And I honestly probably wouldn't have painted as long as I did if it wasn't for you guys out there keeping me company in the lovely chat. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. All things said, I learned a couple of things on this project. One, big models are fun, but they also take a lot of time, so just be prepared for that. I think number 2 is that I would definitely re-prime any pre-primed minis you get from whatever company, you know. Also, you know, like Nerds Nerd was pointing out earlier too with the Reaper Bones thing. That's a good PSA to put out there. Definitely don't rattle can your Reaper Bones. Just you know, just prime that with the standard brush. traditional style, or use an airbrush. But yeah, I would definitely reprime this Mini in a better primer if I was gonna do it again. And other than that, everything else went pretty well, I gotta say, all things considered. I guess before we kind of close out and wrap up, you know, I'm going to stick around for just a little bit longer. If anybody else has any questions, comments, or anything they'd like to add, now would probably be a time to jump on in and say so. Wow, did that wash really brought out some of the details, though, in this. Quite a bit, actually. That was a good call. I have a good idea every now and then. Just every now and then, though. Intelligence is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. There you go. I couldn't agree more. Wow, that is... The dwarves call dibs on the dragon horde. There you go, Cal. All right. Yeah, so coming up again early next week, we're going to be back working on Cal's Abyssal Dwarves, and we'll be doing that early next week. Still waiting to hear back, and you know, there's some other stuff going on for Wednesday night. Waiting for some word back from James F. Keck to figure out logistically how we're going to make that work, and maybe, you know, give that a shot. So stay tuned. Maybe this Wednesday, maybe a little later. Not sure. I'll let you know. What else do we have on the chopping block? Mainly just trying to finish Cal's Orcs and Dwarves. It's kind of the big one. This was a quick one-off to just finish this project. Thank you very much, Road March. I appreciate it. Well, 2 hours, 37 minutes later, we have ourselves a finished dragon, and that was a lot of fun. 10 live chat lounge cats in the chat. That's huge for PML. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I do appreciate it once again. With that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off here for the night. Thanks to everybody who joined. Thank you, Road March. Thank you, Calvinoni, the one and only. Miss Bella Games, the wonderful, fantabulous video game player out there. If you haven't checked her out, please go check her out. She's awesome and just a fun soul to be around. Mike Dymart, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you got any questions, let me know. The Dungeon Minister, who is always hard at work. Thank you to, let's see here, Jason Weaver. You can see Jason over on the Dungeon Delvers channel, along with myself, as we play Conflict over there. On Wednesday night will be the... well, actually, yeah, never mind. Nix that. We're not doing anything on Wednesday night, because I'm playing Conflict on Wednesday night, and it's the finale, baby. You're going to want to catch that. So go tune in to the Delvers channel to catch that. Thank you for being here, Mythos from Frost and Fists. I hope you had a good time with your wifey watching whatever you was, and thanks for being in the chat earlier. I do appreciate it. It's always great. Thank you to a Nerds Nerd, who is the queen of 3D printing and just a swell person. Thanks to Hellworks-Hellchild. I appreciate you being here. I know you're a big, staunch supporter of all things nerd. Thank you to Mini Warmut, who is a king of the painting challenge. Cheer him on for his current challenge, and also future challenges he's going to run. Thank you to the legendary Tonka Todd, who has been a total cheerleader for the channel since literally our start. And thank you to Mercury Wells, who at 2:45 p.m. my time put a comment in the live chat, only 5 hours to go. So thanks for being so early, Mercury. I appreciate it. That's awesome, man. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I'm going to sign off. Stay happy, stay healthy, and keep doing what you're doing. We'll see you back here on the next Paint Minis Live. If you haven't, do the click, click, ding, ding thing so that you can be here when it does happen and watch some more wonderful painting videos and interact with some absolutely outstanding folks, high caliber people out here. And come join our community. If you're in the replay, you know, just come on, hop in if you can catch it. If you can't, just leave something in the comments. People will see it. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.